The sun was dipping low over the quiet parking lot, casting long shadows across the cracked asphalt, when John Kenedy, the man with a legacy etched in history, spotted something that stopped him cold. A rusted old car sat crookedly in the corner, its faded paint peeling like the skin of a forgotten relic. And inside, through the grimy window, he saw her, a young mother, her face etched with exhaustion, cradling a tiny baby swaddled in a threadbare blanket. The sight hit him like a punch to the gut, a stark reminder that even in a world of privilege, human struggle persisted. John, a man who had spent his life navigating the corridors of power, felt an unfamiliar pang of helplessness as he approached, his polished shoes clicking against the ground. This wasn't a policy debate or a campaign trail, this was raw, it was unfiltered need, and it demanded more than words. Her name was Emily, though she didn't offer it at first. She sat stiffly in the driver's seat, her eyes darting nervously, as John knocked gently on the window. The baby, no more than a few months old, stirred in her arms its soft coos, a stark contrast to the tension in the air. Emily's life had unraveled months ago when her husband walked out, leaving her with mounting medical bills from a difficult pregnancy and no job to sustain them. She'd lost their apartment, her savings, and, it seemed, her hope. Living in the car parked in this lot near a grocery store where she sometimes scavenged discarded food had become her reality. She'd tried shelters, but with a newborn, the wait lists were endless, and the fear of separation loomed large. When John introduced himself, not with the grandeur of his name, but with a simple, "I'm here to help," Emily's guard softened just a fraction. Though suspicion lingered in her tired eyes, John's heart ached as he listened to her story. Pieced together through halting words and long silences, he'd seen poverty in reports and speeches, but this was different. This was a face, a life. A mother and child teetering on the edge. He knew he couldn't walk away. Pulling out his phone, he made a call to a trusted aide, his voice steady but urgent, arranging for immediate assistance. Within hours, a team arrived with blankets, diapers, and a warm meal, but John wasn't done. He spent the evening sitting on the curb beside Emily's car. Talking to her about her dreams once a nurse, she'd always wanted to return to that. Calling and about her baby, whom she called Lily, a name that carried all her hopes. The connection grew, a bridge built on shared humanity. John felt a resolve harden within him. This wasn't just one woman's struggle. It was a call to action. The challenges mounted quickly. Emily resisted leaving the car at first, fearing it was her last shred of independence. Local shelters were full and social services moved at a glacial pace, leaving John to navigate bureaucratic red tape with a frustration he rarely felt in his political life. He used his influence to secure temporary housing through a charity he quietly funded. But the bigger hurdle was Emily's self-doubt. She felt broken, unworthy of help, her confidence shattered by months of rejection. John, drawing from his own family's resilience, encouraged her to see her strength, reminding her that Lily needed a mother who believed in herself. Together, they devised a plan. John would cover her nursing school re-enrollment fees, while she worked part-time at a clinic he connected her with. A stepping stone back to stability. The turning point came one crisp morning a month later. Emily, now in a small apartment, stood nervously in a white nurse's uniform, Lily in a daycare nearby. John attended her first shift, a silent supporter in the back of the room, watching as she administered her first aid with trembling hands that steadied with each patient. Tears welled in his eyes, not of pity, but of pride as he saw her reclaim her identity. The community took notice too, and soon a grassroots movement sparked. With donations pouring in to support other families in similar straits, all inspired by John's quiet compassion. The media caught wind, but John deflected the spotlight, insisting it was Emily's story to tell, by the end of the journey. Emily had not only rebuilt her life, but also become an advocate, speaking at local events about resilience and hope. John, forever changed, channeled his influence into a foundation dedicated to aiding homeless families. ensuring Lily and others like her would have a chance. As he watched Emily and Lily thrive, he realized the true shock wasn't in his actions, but in the power of one moment of kindness to ripple outward, transforming lives. The message was clear. In a world often divided, a single act of empathy could ignite a revolution of care, proving that legacy is not just inherited, it's built one heart at a time.